Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MTG Arena Run. Today we are doing midweek Magic and this is the On the Edge event. So On the Edge is basically the three most recent sets. So in this case it's Dominaria United, the Brothers War, and Phyrexia All Will Be One. With only these three sets, make a standard deck. This is actually one of the easier ones to build. A lot of the more powerful cards came out in Phyrexia All Will Be One, so that seems to be the focus. We are gonna do a this one's a relatively simple one. It's mainly for those who have played a lot around with Dominaria United and the Brothers War. You will get a lot of cards from those sets, and we're kind of using those in to defend against what is perceived to be a lot of toxic and quite a good amount of black control. So this one just pretty much goes wide all the time. This is just On the Edge soldiers. So, and it relies on having a lot of cheap 2-drops and cheap 3-drops. So our soldiers, okay, so I'll set aside our non-soldiers here. So these are all our soldiers. Guardian of New Benalia, very annoying to remove, but actually enlisting to Scry 2 will ensure that we keep the gas going. Valiant Veteran, Solid Lord. We're not running the other Lord because that one's too expensive at 4 mana. It's just a plain 3/4. This one makes more sense. Zephyr's Sentinel to give us a flying threat and a way to protect one of our creatures. So which is actually quite relevant. Single copy of Harbin. I did not see a reason to run more than that. Oh yeah, there's also 4 copies of Recruitment Officer as well. Them have something cheap. 4 copies of Siege Veteran to keep the siege going. Few copies of Sky Strike Officer to again keep the cards flowing as well. I'm running a single copy of Rescue Retriever just for the lulz, but honestly this could be another Harbin or something more significant. As far as our removal suite, 4 copies of Laydown Arms. Yeah, it's a bit sketchy with 10 planes and 3 idyllic beachfronts for 13 planes total. You kind of want more, but we're kind of okay with removing early stuff. If we need to remove later stuff, there's ossification. Again, a bit sketchy with only 13 when our basic count is just it's just slightly over 50%. I guess there could be some adjustments made here. Like I could probably adjust some of these lands to make one of these better. There is 4 copies of Protect the Negotiators. There are some spells that you just want to counter. Normally we would be the one applying pressure, so we want to have a little defense against our opponents hitting a big board wipe. And other than that, deck is pretty much runs itself. We could just add more fortified beachheads, but I'm honestly only playing this deck for this event. I might move on to I might even start going back to standard, but that'll be a while. And also of note, no mythics, so it is a bit rare heavy, but otherwise mostly no mythics. If you wanted something cheaper okay, we're probably gonna we do have Guardian into Valiant Veteran, but we're kind of begging for a blue source, otherwise we're missing out on a lot of stuff. I'll keep this just to show you why this is a bad idea, why you at least want to have your blue source on hand. Okay, we got our blue source on hand. That said, this could be blue-black. This could easily be blue. Okay, so far it looks like mono-blue, but could easily be blue-black, which is a bit concerning. That's actually looking more like mono-blue. That said, the protection is not that strong here. This one is actually very unique. We might be in real trouble here. Like I might be forced to play blue, hold up, protect the negotiators, just start trading back and forth too. I want to play this, but I want to save it for a little bit later. So we are taking the hit. There's no way around it. That's an unblockable threat. Let's see what... We're gonna show the recruitment officer because there's a good chance we actually just play that one. We're gonna keep holding up to protect the negotiators for the most part, though it really depends on the spells they cast. Like, okay, actually that's actually a very interesting timing. They get the counter, they get the proliferate, so there's now 2 counters on there. So what spells are they going to cast that will ruin our day? Also, depending on the spell they cast, our option might actually be to just flash into Zephyr Sentinel instead. Opponent. Well. Opponent had a good idea there. This would have been really miserable to remove. I would need an ossification, and that's just like one out of 4 cards. So having the protect is actually a very solid choice there. We're still gonna be taking hits here, but now we get to hit back a little bit harder. Opponent's not gonna remove. Okay, another protect the negotiators, but now we get to go Valiant Veteran. Apply the gas on even more. Now let's see what our opponent's big drop is now after this. We do have a second protect. If they go for removal, we can just Zephyr Sentinel. Haughty Djinn, yeah, we'll counter that. Opponent might as well attack. We're not blocking any. Yeah, this can't be blocked, but it can definitely block. So, not gonna. Yeah, we're gonna get the Scry going. Yeah, definitely want to lay down arms up. Yeah, definitely want those 2 cards. Lay down arms, I'm not so sure, but I'll set up Valiant Veteran first. Actually, I think I'm gonna bin the lay down arms. If our opponent goes to trade for the recruitment officer, I'm actually fine. Definitely applying the pressure on now. Though I can. Yeah, I'm gonna let the trade happen. It takes their one creature off the board. And what I can do next turn is just Zephyr Sentinel, flash this back, play the other Zephyr Sentinel for minimal value. Then we can go Valiant Veteran, Valiant Veteran. Opponent going for the Augury. Kind of. They did hit their third mat. Okay, but they seem. Let's see, they might have a counter spell for this, which would be, well, yeah, we'll return this, that's fine. And play this one. We're not going to bounce the Guardian here because that one's already a threat. I'm just going to submit 0. Opponent concedes. Looks like they did run out of gas. They could have probably countered one more, but yeah, they did see the mat. We had a Valiant Veteran in hand. That was a weird one. I actually did not expect mono blue control. It's a tad on the slow side if it's just mono blue. I suspect the deck is probably better off as blue black. You'd have full access to Rona's Vortex among other things. Also a very good way of applying on those poison counters aside from just return to Phyresis. Yeah, you want to proliferate, but you want to really proliferate into to a goal. And I don't think Tekotal is solid enough for that. Okay, this one is... Okay, we can do beachfront. Ossification does nothing, but we can flash in a Sentinel, drop a Skies. This is a sketchier hand. We probably could lose to this. We could probably lose with this actually. Opponent has the better opener. Okay, since we don't have one drop, we'll play beachfront. Our opponent could not have missed their land drop. Nope, they did not. But playing Yoshin's... Okay, this is the more standard one with Yoshan. There is a Skrelv, which is annoying. And wait, though it counts the number of planes we have, so... They have to get rid of this and fort. We have to get rid of that one right away. That's kind of why I had a few copies of the... But now we are in trouble of getting beaten over. So I could flash in Zephyr's. So depending on how our opponent swings, I can flash in Zephyr's Sentinel to have a blocker. I could also just play the Sky Strike Officer. Gives us... I'll play the Sky Strike Officer. We kind of need to start attacking and landing tokens, but us being on the play really hurt us here. Opponent has their own Sky Strike Officer. They probably are gonna swing instead. We have to take the 6 into another recruitment. Yeah, our opponent just went off here. They do have the... Okay, we did hit another planes. No, we did hit an actual planes. So let's see, what's the most problematic card in the group? Probably the... I'm gonna take out the Sky Strike Officer first. It might force them to tap for cards. Let's see which one's the best option. Yeah, that's fine. I needed to force them to tap. Need to generate our blocker. And I don't like the idea of bouncing our Sky Strike Officer, but we might not have a choice in the matter. Opponent also gets their Harbin, so that is also going to be a problematic one. I don't see a reason to bounce. I was gonna trade it off anyway, but we are going down to 1. Yeah, we're not gonna win this one. We would have to generate so many chump blockers. It's not even funny. I am forced to put a counter here. And at the very least, I can still draw one more card. But it's honestly not looking very good for us. Yeah, we did not want to draw that. Well, another ossification helps. Yes, now we take out the frontliner. And you're only... Opponent's gonna play Harbin. This is gonna be an even trade now. Opponent's still drawing off more cards than us, unfortunately. We would need to hit. The good news is any of our laydown arms is fine. We do need a removal for Skrelv though, which is gonna be a problem. Though these are colorless, so though there is a catch here. Our opponent can just name blue. We won't be able to block. Yeah, yeah, let's see if our opponent figures it out. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. Like, I would need to have instant speed removal, and I don't think I have it. Nope, I don't. That's a good game. I could have held back. No, holding back would not have meant anything because they had the Skrelv. I would not be able to block that. So that wouldn't have mattered there. We could run our own copies of Skrelv, but I'm keeping this as low down as possible, so it's pretty much just the ossification. Are there any instant speed bits of removal that we could run? Unfortunately, it would have been problematic with the opposing Skrelv there as well. Like, a lot of the removal available sorcery speed. Runic Shot sorcery speed, Artillery Blast is sorcery speed. Ossifications technically is sorcery speed. Oh, I'm actually not running Resolute Reinforcements. Yeah, I swapped it out for the Zephyr Sentinels here. Charge of the Mites is instant speed. I guess you... But it is damage based, so it might be a bit scary to run that in the face of a possible mono black. Blue, like, you got shore up as an option. Weak Stone Subjugation is an option. No, not Defabricate, but there is a 2-mana bounce spell. Yeah, once you lose a lot of the usual. Yeah, there is Machine Over Matter. We could actually make this one cost 1 mana with the stuff we have. Also, there is an argument for maybe like cutting a few lands to add a few more cards. So that is an option. I just haven't taken it yet. Do it at your own comfort. See if you feel comfortable going that far. But yeah, it takes soldiers to beat soldiers so far. But I'm pretty sure there are other matchups that are just as hard for us. So stay tuned for those, I guess. Okay, this is a more solid start. We get Recruitment Officer into... We get Recruitment Officer into Guardian or Zephyr Sentinel, depending on the colors our opponent shows. If they show us black, we're oh no, it's more soldiers. Oh, it's actually Skrelv. I am gonna offer this. Opponent's just gonna take. Well, they can't block anyway. Yeah, it's hexproof, toxic. Ooh, also the Guardian. Now this gives us an option here. We can start trading cards. But I definitely want to enlist because I need to see what our next... I need to set up the next turn. Like, I definitely want to lay down in arms and the Sky Strike Officer. And we can also start... And we might even play the discard game. I'm gonna discard one Zephyr Sentinel just to lull them into. Then I'm gonna play the other recruitment officer. See if we could lull them into a sense of security there. Like if our opponent decides to go swing with this one, they set up a block, then they. Okay, Siege Veteran changes the math here, but I think we can get our opponent to still give up a card. Oh no, they're actually gonna stay on the defensive. In that case, we are gonna go on the offensive. It also means that we kind of want to be careful about the lands we play, because we need discard outlets here. But first things first, take out Skrelv. It's the most annoying card in the bunch. It's what messed us up last time. And let's see, gains hexproof. It's actually just hexproof. So if I were to attack with this into that, it would still trade. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, mono white is not in the. We do have a fortified beachhead, but this is going to be a battle of. This is going to be a battle of gas. I'm gonna pitch this waste here. Let's see if our opponent realized. Nope, they realized that it's. So it is going to be this kind of battle. I don't know. Well, our opponent now has a discard advantage, so I won't be able to. Okay, they also have a siege veteran advantage, so we're going to have to play with our Sky Strike officer now. So if our opponent puts all their eggs in that basket, I'm willing to take the first hit. Actually, no, they skipped combat. Opponent actually running the Miriel, but it's, well, joke's on them. Well, joke's on them. The only spell I could, well, it also affects our Protect the Negotiator, so that is a problem. So we're gonna have to beat them as fast on the air as possible. Our opponent might realize that issue. Oh no, they did not. Oh, we couldn't activate those abilities either. That messes things up quite a bit. Now I could activate to draw a card, and I probably will. Do I want to draw a second card? No. This time I want blockers. It's now our opponent is on the position where they are forced to. Our opponent is now in the position where they're forced to have removal for our flyer. And mono white soldiers does not run that many cards for removal. Opponent unearthing, so they do have a Harbin, so they're going to. Oh wait, so let's do a check. Oh, we might actually be dead here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on. 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I think we're dead. Yeah. Surprise Harbin. Couldn't really do anything about that. Well, they had the Myrel out, so we wouldn't have been able to counter it. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Unfortunate for us, but then again, that's sometimes how it goes. Could we have held back one flyer? I guess we could, but quite unlikely. It is an argument for running more copies of Harbin. You can catch people out of nowhere with that. Yeah, like we could cut out the meme dog for that one. But somehow we're just running into soldier decks. Like where are the black decks that I ran into on testing this one? Okay, keeping this. And unfortunately, because I think this is also the second time we're going second. Now we could catch this one off guard just by playing Zephyr Sentinel, so we're gonna have to take that. Yeah, we could still catch him off guard with Zephyr Sentinel. But yeah, it's. So if I played Zephyr Sentinel, it will only. Yeah, because our opponent might just dump another counter on top of it. I want to encourage our opponent to dump it on the Siege Veteran. Because that's why I'm kind of leaving ourselves open. I really want them to attack. No, it's okay. No counter spell. That's one thing. Now there is an argument for blocking the Siege Veteran instead, but okay, opponent plays their own Guardian. Well, double Guardian, but they're not gonna. And we kind of have to play our own Valiant Veteran as well. It should affect combat slightly. Yeah. So let's see how our opponent stacks those counters. That said, there is actually a brilliant trick where they stack the counters here, but then they just enlist this one because, okay, they're in. So I want to see how they do it. So that and this makes it for 3. I'm basically gonna try to make them use up all the cards in their hand. I don't think I will have enough for this, so protect goes. I can force them to discard the rest of their cards. Okay, they discarded their third copy. They're actually trading these, which yeah, makes sense a bit. But yeah, we're giving them way too many tokens. Well, can't be helped. They got the first turn advantage over us. Can't really do anything about that. So we definitely want to trade our Valiant Veteran first. Never mind. Never mind. They got Harbin. Yeah, you definitely want to have multiple copies of Harbin. But also we could say that it's unfortunate for us that we just kept running into soldier decks that went first. Going first is a really big advantage there. On the flip side for you guys, it means that it's up to you guys now to figure out what is the removal suite to go around it. Cut down is the usual solid one, but it fails the Guardian of New Benalia test. You might want to go white-black to have access to Anoint with Affliction. Most of their, like, the only card that's gonna be more than CMC3 is Myrel. Okay, definitely keeping this one. We can recruit officer, lay down arms the first few. And then land the Sky Strike officer afterwards. Oh, opponent is playing the... Okay, opponent is playing the mono. Might be playing... They're playing mono black if they're running Draws Pits. Which actually is a Pestilence Siphoner. I'm gonna offer the trade. Yeah, they're usually not gonna trade there. So I'm gonna actually play this one out first. So we're gonna see if they play a tree drop. That means we can protect the negotiators that one. We only have a single creature, so that does... Oh, opponent's gonna pass. If it's a cut down, I can't really... Oh, it's an Anoint. I'm actually going to take the turn off here. Yeah, both of these... We only have one blue source. Which makes... Well, play the Zephyr Sentinel. We can... Fire Action Obliterator, which is well, perfect for this, I suppose. That was the other deck I was worried about. Now it will be bad if our opponent has a second no, Blight Belly Rat. Okay, that one can go. Bilious Skull Dweller can go, sure. Yeah, I do want to play this. We got another Protect. We'll play the Siege Veteran first. Gonna hold this back again. If our we now have 2 creatures, but if our opponent happens to have another land before playing Obliterator, it's really bad for us. Right now, we're just playing the game of Dodge the Obliterator. I might actually just take this. Yeah, we're just gonna take this. Because our damage output is higher than their damage output. Yeah, actually I am still gonna hold back here. If I can, I want them to commit to combat first before they... Or in this case, I want them to commit to that first. Kinda got... So that one... Now let's see, okay... Now these dodge cut down already. They won't dodge a Drown in Ichor, so... But I am gonna go all in on this one here. And I'm actually gonna hold back the recruitment officer here because our opponent might have a Gix's command. The good news is we got our siege veterans out of range, so that's a start. Man, pest. Yep, they're just dropping dingy 1/1s. So now I want to actually start playing counters on the officer here. Well, we can play the Valiant Veteran first. Definite. So spread it around, 1 here, 1 here. Yeah, Gix's command is the 1 removals. So definitely swinging with just 1. Ooh, we actually convinced our... Well, they might have... I was gonna say that they might have this... Yeah, it's a sorcery speed spell, so at least we're not losing our Sky Strike officer right away. Oh, they're actually just drawing... Okay, they're in trouble if they're drawing cards. Now, that said, they might still hit an Obliterator, so we could still be in trouble there, but we could outrace them. When it goes to Drown in Ichor. Might as well draw a card off that now. We will now be corrupted, so their Anointed Affliction is much better. That said, we do get a bunch of small creatures now. Opponent goes to Drown in Ichor again. Sure, that's fine. We tapped that already. Let's see how our opponent attacks. Because I am ready to block with everything. No, opponent concedes. Yeah, what? I like the idea of mono black, but I don't think the toxic plan is strong enough by itself. Before I was playing a mono black deck running up against some blue black proliferate. That one might actually have slightly better legs. Though it is still wanting of it still wants you to run Gix's command and other sweepers. Though if you're able to if you're able to slow down their tempo, you should be fine between all the card draw you're running. Anyway, this will be our last one for the day, so we can go. Now we can just play Sequin. We can actually play this anytime as long as we have one of these guys. Again, we're in trouble because we're going second. So if I see white or blue, oh, it's red. Okay, this is. No, I do want. Well, okay, I did hit the one drop. Let's see if our opponent has burn for this one. Then turn 2, we can ossification, though it's a bit of overkill. I'm trying to remember what are the really good threats mono red has, and I am presuming mono red because of Phoenix Chick. This is gonna be a real. Yeah, opponent definitely wants to burn that one at some point. I'm surprised no Swift Spear yet. If our opponent's looking at this, that means they want to do... Okay, Felden Ronom Excavator. Do I... Because if I block with this one, I am giving them 2 free cards. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that nets them a Swift Spear and a Sawblade Scamp. Oh no, that nets them a Hexgold Slash. So the Hexgold Slash is kind of bad for our 2 drops. I might just play Ossification just to deny them the Hexgold Slash. Yeah, they got to choose one of these 2. I'm surprised they didn't choose this one. They might have assumed that I was gonna play a 2 drop for sure. And okay, things. And it does get more awkward if my next play is Guardian of New Benalia, because there are a few spells that can bypass Indestructible. Let's see which ones they have. And how many cards am I willing to spend to keep this on board? Probably 2. Okay, they're going to go for our face instead, which is a solid alternative if you've been stonewalled. Shivan Devastator X. I think they're having mana problems if they're playing Shivan Devastator X equals 1. I will note that Lay Down Arms is very good against Devastator no matter the circumstance. Though in this case I am going to put the counter on the Siege Veteran because I have no way of protecting that. I might be doing the math wrong if in that case. When I'm going Phoenix Chick. So I think they are missing drops. If we're racing for this. This time I now get to spread the love a bit. And I'm going to enlist since I need the scry more. And I am very willing to pitch, so yeah, I don't need either of these. Those would have made very good pitch fodder though, not gonna lie. Opponent finally finds their 3rd land. What is the tree drop that they've been struggling to play? I suppose it's burn. Though at least by having multiple siege veterans, we are able to get we're able to get a little bit of return of investment through the 1/1 soldier token, which we can make 2/2 with off Valiant Veteran. Opponent going for mechanized warfare. So we're taking 4 damage. Well, yeah, opponent has no incentive to block whatsoever. And yeah, let's just end the game here. Yep. I could even just put the counters here and we would be fine. Though the safer play would have been to put the counters here. Then if our opponent did have removal, we could still Zephyr Sentinel save the Valiant Veteran. It's just that our opponent played it out. It's actually quite dark already, so it is the perfect time for me to call this episode. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications, and whatnot. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much going to be soldier on soldier warfare for the most part. I don't... some of the other decks were kind of scary, but not as scary as soldiers when the only reliable board wipes are White Sun's Twilight and Gix's Command. That said, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.